Imagine two children born on the exact same day. One is born into a wealthy family with access to excellent education, healthcare, financial guidance, and opportunity. The other is born into a family struggling to pay rent, buy food, and afford basic necessities. Neither child chose where they were born. Yet, decades later, one is far more likely to become wealthy, while the other is much more likely to remain poor. Why? Is it because rich people simply work harder? Is poverty caused only by bad decisions? Or is there a much bigger system quietly shaping everyone's financial future? Today, we're going to explore one of the biggest economic questions in modern history. Why do the rich keep getting richer, while the poor often become poorer? The answer isn't simple. It's not just about income. It's about assets, debt, education, inflation, technology, housing, opportunity, and something economists call compound growth. Let's begin.
1. The difference between income and wealth. Many people think income and wealth are the same thing. They aren't. Income is the money you earn. Wealth is everything you own after subtracting what you owe. A doctor earning a high salary may still have little wealth if most of their income goes toward debt and expenses. Meanwhile, someone who owns several apartment buildings may earn money every day without working many hours. That's wealth. Income pays today's bills. Wealth creates tomorrow's income. This difference is one of the biggest reasons economic inequality grows over time. Rich families usually own businesses, land, investments, and stocks. Poor families often rely almost entirely on wages. If they stop working, their income stops too.
2. Money makes more money. Imagine two people, each receive $1. The first person spends it. The second invests it. If that investment grows year after year, the money begins earning money. Then the earnings begin earning more earnings. This is called compound growth. Albert Einstein is often credited with calling compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, although the quote's origin is uncertain. Regardless of who said it, the principle is powerful. A wealthy investor doesn't simply save money. Their money works while they sleep. Stocks may increase in value, businesses generate profits, rental properties collect rent, dividends are reinvested. Over decades, this creates exponential growth. Meanwhile, families living paycheck to paycheck often cannot invest because nearly every dollar goes toward necessities. Without extra money to invest, compound growth never really begins. 3. The cost of being poor. One of the harshest realities of poverty is that it often makes everyday life more expensive. Buying in bulk is usually cheaper, but poor families may only have enough money to buy small amounts. Cheap products often wear out quickly. Replacing them repeatedly can cost more than buying one high-quality item. People with lower credit scores frequently pay higher interest rates. Those without reliable transportation may spend more time and money commuting. Limited access to healthcare can lead to more expensive medical problems later. Economists sometimes describe this as the poverty premium. In other words, having less money can actually increase your costs. 4. Education and opportunity. Education has helped millions improve their lives, but education itself often depends on opportunity. Children from wealthier families usually have greater access to tutoring, technology, books, stable housing, and professional networks. This doesn't guarantee success. Many wealthy children fail. Many poor children succeed. But opportunity changes the odds. Higher education can also require significant financial investment.
In many countries, student debt follows graduates for years. Some degrees produce high incomes, others do not. Education remains valuable, but access and outcomes are not equal for everyone.
5. Inflation quietly changes everything. Inflation means prices rise over time. Food becomes more expensive, housing becomes more expensive, transportation becomes more expensive. If wages grow slower than inflation, purchasing power falls. Many households experience this directly. Even if someone earns more money than they did 5 years ago, they may actually be able to buy less. Meanwhile, people who own appreciating assets, such as businesses, real estate, or diversified investments, often benefit as those assets increase in value over long periods. Inflation doesn't affect everyone equally. Asset owners often have more protection than wage earners. 6. Debt, a tool or a trap? Debt itself isn't always good or bad. It depends on how it's used. Businesses often borrow money to expand operations. Investors may use loans to purchase assets that generate income. This is sometimes called productive debt. On the other hand, high-interest consumer debt can make it difficult to build wealth. If a large portion of income goes toward interest payments, there is less money available for saving or investing. Understanding the difference between productive borrowing and expensive consumer debt is an important financial skill. 7. Technology changes the economy. Technology has created incredible opportunities. It has also transformed labor markets. Automation now performs many repetitive tasks. Artificial intelligence is beginning to change knowledge-based work as well. At the same time, technology has allowed entrepreneurs to build companies that serve millions of customers around the world. Digital businesses often scale faster than traditional businesses. One successful software platform can reach millions of users without opening thousands of physical stores. As technology advances, skills that create value continue to evolve. Lifelong learning has become increasingly important. 8. The power of ownership. One common pattern appears across many wealthy individuals. They often own assets instead of relying solely on wages. Ownership can include businesses, stocks, real estate, patents, intellectual property, digital products. These assets may continue generating income long after the initial work is completed. This doesn't mean everyone can immediately buy assets, but understanding the difference between earning income and owning productive assets is one of the most important financial concepts. Can this cycle be broken? So, why do the rich often become richer? Because wealth can generate more wealth through ownership, investing, and compound growth. Why do many poor people remain poor? Often because limited resources, higher everyday costs, debt, fewer opportunities, and financial shocks make it harder to build assets over time. But this isn't a universal rule. History is filled with people who improved their financial lives through education, entrepreneurship, disciplined saving, investing, and developing valuable skills. Likewise, history also includes wealthy individuals who lost fortunes through poor decisions, excessive debt, or economic downturns. Money is important, but understanding how money works may be even more important. The goal isn't simply to earn more. It's to gradually build assets that can support you in the future. Financial progress usually doesn't happen overnight. For most people, it is the result of consistent habits, informed decisions, patience, and adapting to changing economic conditions. Understanding these principles won't guarantee wealth, but it can help people make better financial choices over time. If you found this documentary informative, consider subscribing for more videos that explain economics, business, history, and the forces shaping our world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.